Human rights activist Yasser Louati joins us also from Paris. He heads the French organisation Justice and Liberties for All Committee. Thanks very much indeed for joining us on the NewsHour today. So what's the reaction been amongst French Muslims to this threat of mosque closures?
Well, before we ask, if I may, before speaking of their feelings, let's remind our listeners or viewers that the very same day Gerald Darmanin, the Minister of Interior, who's ordering these raids, he was being called by the judge to answer questions on the allegations of rape and sexual harassment targeting him. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, he organizes these raids to create a media event and avoids going to court. So this is how a Minister of the Interior is using the coercive resources of the state to target a specific minority. As for Muslims themselves, they are going from one state of shock to the other. The shutting down of 2 NGOs on arbitrary accusations. And I keep asking the government, you may disagree with those people, take the matter to court. Why take an arbitrary decision and shut down these organizations? And now we have these 70 mosques being controlled. Many of them will be shut down undoubtedly. But I should remind also, maybe inform our viewers that a year and a half ago, or a year ago, the former Minister of Interior, Christophe Castaner, said that he will use any available measures to shut down mosques, a regulation on fire protection, regulation on health services, etc., to administratively harass places of worship, to have them shut down. An example was obvious. In the beginning of the month of October, they shut down a mosque because there weren't enough fire bottles in the building. That's the accusation they had against them. So now we are seeing an authoritarian drift and complete contempt for the rule of law and due process. And Muslims today represent the first victims of this authoritarian drift. But once you create a precedent, the next ones are the political dissenters.
So what is the environment, the feeling like for Muslims in France right now, given President Macron's wider move against what he calls separatism?
Well, they are scared. They are wondering what's going to happen tomorrow. Nobody knows what they mean by separatism. There's no definition of it. Macron accuses ministers of not abiding by French values. He himself censored his dissenters. He himself ordered these raids against minorities. He's holding responsible for his own failures to protect the nation, despite having all the available means to fight terrorism. And Muslims today are wondering, okay, so they shut down NGOs, they shut down places of worship. Ultimately, what Emmanuel Macron wants from us, quote unquote, is for us to be prohibited from organizing as Muslims. And this is really, policies of exception targeting Muslims. We are human, we are political beings. We always do politics, whether as, Arabs, blacks, French, white, whatever. We always have a contribution to give to society. And this is being made prohibited from Muslims because there is a criminalization not only of their religion, but of the individuals who practice that religion.
Okay, Yasser Louati, thanks very much for giving us your point of view today. Thank you.